Hey guys, Gameboy3800 here once again, and today I'm going to give you overclocking of the GTX 980 Ti Hall of Fame LN2 GOC edition. That is the biggest mouthful for a video card name I've ever had to say. But I guess it's worth it, considering it is such an amazing card. To do proper overclocking, I had to have the cards, the GOC in normal LN2 edition, spaced out at least 3 slots. However, I seem to have lost my ultra super long, 12 million foot long SLI bridge, so I ordered a new one, and I tried to do this before with the cards 2 slots apart, but it made the top card reach its max temp of 83 degrees. So obviously I cannot have that. So the best solution is obviously take out the other video card. This is the standard LN2 edition. You can see there the 3 8-pins, I hope. So yeah, normal LN2 edition is out to give enough airflow for the GOC edition. And I am not recording with the screen because when overclocking, the graphics driver can crash, and I may need to do a forced reset, and that would make me lose footage that I otherwise could not get back. So, through the camcorder, and I'm also not doing it on my phone because I think it turned out terribly last time. Although the overclocking results were good, the footage itself was horrible. So, I have a camcorder just sitting here, and it's going to show you everything that I'm going to see. I have the screen tilted so that you can see it, and I can still see it too. And for some reason, every time I open Precision X or do anything, like K-Boost, it makes some error message about Precision Server, although Server I feel is useless. Like, it just has little monitoring things up in the corner, but you know, I have all that on the right side over here. You probably can't see it, but you probably saw it in my other videos where I have extensions on the side to show me everything I need to know, like fan speed, shader clock, memory speed, graphics speed, and graphics temperature. And then I would use a tool like Fraps to show the frames per second. So I really don't need that. I think that's about it. I will say that I gave my computer a better liquid cooler than the 120mm Alienware one I was using before. It's now using an H105, mainly because if you keep an eye out for a specific review coming out, you'll see why the H105 would not fit in the case I was using before. And now it's in Project Bolide to give it more of a overclock headroom, and it's back up to 4.2 gigahertz. It was at 4.3, but 4.2 is certainly good enough. And it will help out in testing too, so that's good. So first thing to do, always throw the temperature and power unit up. There's only one 980 Ti, obviously. The second one is out. So I had an issue before where hitting K-Boost only put one of the 980 Ti's at full boost and the other one was at base clock. I am still unsure why, but whatever. Now turn up the system fans. See if that actually helps. It turns on the big side fan, and one of the front intakes go up to high, and then the 2 top 200mm fans speed up as well to get heat out. And obviously it's not showing yet, but you know, one thing at a time. Alright, so what does this boost up to? Razor. Okay, get out. You boost up to, oh my god, Precision Server. This is why you're retarded. You keep giving me these errors, and then when I try to close you, it seems like you just keep coming back. I can't keep you closed. Yeah, see, it keeps coming up. Entry point not found. What the heck is that? EVGA, please fix now. Go away. Okay, so as you can see, we're at 1417, which is actually the exact same speed as it was before. So that's neat. 44, 43, it makes the temperature go up a little bit. I'm going to have the full power button pushed in for testing. It's too loud right now. But, yeah, you know, this is just to show you that I do go all out to give you the best results in testing. I took out one of my graphics cards to give you precise measurements. So we're at 1417. Yeah, same thing actually. 83, enter. And then I'm going to go easy on the memory, so let's do 250, and apply, and we're at 1500. That should be no problem for this graphics card, considering the LN2 edition could do it, and the Zotac Amp Extreme edition could do it just fine. So let's run something. Furmark? Okay. Oh yeah, I turned the monitor down to 1080p as well so that you could see it clearly. Otherwise 4K made everything too small. So GPU stress test. And it is not going down at all. It's not going down to 1450 or 1390 something. Average frame rate is 60. And I found that even with two GPUs, it seems to max out at 60. Or, like I found with two GPUs, it could not decide which one to use. Like, one was underutilized, and I had to force render it onto it. So, it seems like we're doing good. I think we went down to 1400 something megahertz. Because temperature. Let's see if letting the temperature go back down will bring it back up. Alright, yep. 55 degrees Celsius is the threshold for when it starts to power down. The button should obviously give us more power overhead and make it stay lower in temperature as well. With the button pushed in, it's at 58, so it's at 1488 megahertz. Obviously, while testing in the other software, it will not get that high because it won't be a constant load. And it's down to 50 degrees already. I'm going to let it get back down to 45. And then we will run heaven. This is going to be a full overclocking session where I go from 1500 and add 10 each time. Or actually I'll go even slower than that. I'll go 5 each time to find the most stable point. And I'm going to leave the memory clock offset to 250 to keep things consistent. Alright, I wonder if that even does anything, having the temperature target like that. Alright, so it's true to my words. Let's go to 88 degrees. Actually, leave it as 83. And open. Heaven. Yeah, let's just do Valley. That was a stable session last time, and at 4K. We know that if it crashes unexpectedly, or simply doesn't work at all, we know that it's not going to do it. Of course, it says it's getting 1678 as the boost clock now, which I have no idea why. And it seems to be staying in the low 50s. As long as it stays below 55, although it's going up to 52 now. I wonder if it'll show the decrease in clock speed in the benchmark software. Although it seems to... No, it's going up. You can't see it, it's way up here, but I'm telling you what it is. 53 now. 54. 55 is the threshold. So let's see if all the fans and high-speed amp of the overclock button keeps it below 55 to keep this overclock up and running. I don't know why there's popping. We're at 54. Obviously it's stable because it hasn't completely died yet, but you know. And like before, I'm not going to be doing overvoltage until the next video. We are at 55. If we get to 56, does it decrease the speed? We're still at 16. Okay, it did decrease from 1570 or 1673 to 78, or I don't know, something. It decreased a little bit. It decreased 4 or 5. Same principle as last time, let it get back down and go up to speed. We're at 1505. Let it get back down to 43-ish. Seems to be topping. Oh, there we go. 43. Hooray. So 1505. Run. And this one looks good too. I'm going to shorten up these tests until we get to like 1520. $15.10. I like how last time when I did this overclock, I started out at 1600. It didn't work at all. Then I went down to 1590, and I was like, oh my god, it works. And I was like, no, it just slowed down to 600. Never mind. La 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 la. I don't know. Alright. Once again, we're at 1510, whereas the side meter over here said 1511. I don't know which one to trust anymore. Okay, once again, we're in here. Now it says I'm at 1688 megahertz. Just one more reason not to trust that side system there. If we see artifacts, that's a sign of being unstable. The other LN2 edition was good at 1535 with no overvoltage, but it had some artifacts in one of these tests, and it was only not able to get artifacts with the voltage on. Alright, looking good. I may eventually need to swap out using the AC adapter for the camcorder if this video goes on for too long, because I don't think the battery was fully charged. I have 43 minutes left. So get out of here. It's 93, 98. So we are at 15:15. Let's do another quick valley, and then I will do a full benchmark run, like with actually benchmarking, after 15:20. I am very sure that this is the process a lot of people go with, especially those who overclock. Right, what I did last time with the LN2 edition was wrong. You should not start out so high, because that can damage it. And maybe that degraded the overall performance when overclocking that one time. So I'm going up slowly, 5 at a time. Project Bolide has a huge 200mm fan on the side panel, and it goes over all the graphics card slots. And since there's no other graphics cards in the way, the only thing that is in the way is a Wi-Fi card. That's a whole slot away. It actually gets a ton of air put to it. And then the bottom of the case has two 120mm fans. The front of the case has two more 120mm fans. Actually, no. The front of the case has two 140mm fans and a 200mm fan. So this has a ton of air going through it. And along with the top 200 exhaust, it also has a 140mm exhaust. And then two more 120mm on the radiator, the H105 radiator I have in there. Right, we're at 56 now degrees, and it doesn't seem to be showing anything lower on the clock speed it's showing in heaven, or I guess this is valley. So that's pretty good, actually. It doesn't show it being all the way down. So get out of here. Alright, going up some more. 103. We're at 15:20. Now I'm going to start doing the full run. So this video should be getting considerably longer now. I'm going to run it at 4K once again, and I will give you a timestamp as an annotation, or like in the video itself, of when this session ends. Benchmark. Of course, you can stick around and see this probably 7 more times. Let's give us something nice to listen to. I have no idea how the camcorder's microphone is going to record all this. It's got all this annoying fan noise in the background, then some nice peaceful music, and then my voice, which I'm sure many of you know is odd and is ugly and no one likes to listen to it. But I make videos anyways because I like to annoy you. Why else? Right, we seem to have actually gained a considerable frame rate bump from going from 1500 to 1520. like 5 extra frames around here. Well, the squeakiness is my chair. I need a new one. I had to unplug my left speaker because it keeps making this annoying buzzing sound periodically. Even when it's off, it makes a buzzing sound. I have no idea why. The right speaker and subwoofer are not like that, so I don't know why the left speaker is like that. The right speaker even keeps falling off, it keeps falling whenever I move the system to open up the side panel, which is like every 2 weeks. So it should be the one dead, not the left one. I don't get it. It looks like we're almost done. One more scene after this one. Okay. It did not die, and I did not see any artifacting, so it looks like that one is stable for now. So once again, get out of here. 108. 1525, the exact same clock speed it was stable at before. If it is stable at this one as well, then I'm gonna just say it is incredibly consistent between card to card. Open up again, run. Benchmark. It now says I'm at 1703 megahertz. I wish that was true. Although on one of my other Hall of Fame cards, the regular 980s, I did get it to run at 1700 megahertz idle. It could not open any app or do anything, but I managed to get it to last long enough to take a screenshot, and I sent it to Galax saying, highest overclock ever on air? Just as a joke. They never responded to me, but I think they laughed it off. That was when I was testing a system for a friend. It was with Windows 8 and all that. I was like, hey, let's see how high I can get this card while it's sitting here. And I believe that was actually a fairly poor overclocking card. The one of those I had, like 1470 was stable. I'm not saying that's bad. That was still like a 30% overclock at least. But you would expect more from such a highly regarded brand. My other 980 Hall of Fame wasn't that great either. It only got up to 1490 or just barely at 1500. I am not sure. saw a red spot on the screen, I was thinking, oh no, it's another dead pixel, but no, it's just the red recording light of the camera. So, fail. We are almost done once again. I wonder what the score will be. Last time it was 776. 777. Lucky Sevens, calling it now. Oh wow! I actually got it! 777. I couldn't have been even luckier if I tried. But yeah, no artifacting there. Looks like I have a better sample this time. Of course, with anything computer related, it's all based on the silicon lottery. So, Precision X once again. 1530. I'm going to let it get back down to 43-ish, if it will. I know it's getting higher and higher, so it's going to be harder for it to cool itself back down. But it seems like it's going to be able to do it. .43, hooray! Okay, 1530, Valley benchmark once again. Quality Ultra, monitor single, anti-aliasing up, preset custom. Ooh, there's Extreme HD. What is that one? It's just 1980. Okay, 1980 by 1080. Is there a difference between Extreme and Extreme HD? Yes, there is. It goes full screen and it's 1080 instead of non-full screen and 1600 by 900. That's good to know. Oh. Full screen. And... okay. Custom. There we go. Run again. Okay, now will be the point to look out for artifacting and anything of the sort. Artifacting or just plain driver crashes, that's what we are looking for now. It will probably more to the artifacting side of things, considering all things. If you're going to ask why I am not doing Heaven as well, because Valley is a shorter benchmark. That is really the only reason why. I have been recording for half an hour. I still have half an hour left of battery life. So assuming this is an hour-long video, we are halfway done. Or this could be a split into two parts on the hard drive. I hook it up to the external power and we keep going. hey, maybe this gets us up to 10.8 gigahertz. Maybe. Maybe one day graphics cards will get to that speed. Watch it be next year with NVIDIA Pascal and AMD HBM2. What are they going to call the dual Fury card? Fury X card? Fury X2? I guess, since they called it the 295 X2 last time. But what will they call the standard Fury X next time? Or will it even be called Fury? Like Fury 200 next time? And then next one will be Fury 300? No, because then they would have the 3 and 400 series. That would just get confusing after a while, I would think. At least it's not as confusing as their last generation cards, like they would have... Oh, we're done with this one. No artifacting, hooray, and same number of 777. Scores don't really matter. I'm just seeing if it's stable. So, yeah. Get out of here. $15.35, hooray! I don't know if MSI Afterburner also has a K-Boost feature like that. I am not seeing one in MSI Afterburner, so Precision X actually is the way to go here. I think Guru 3D is another overclocking software. I haven't used it. I haven't even really seen it used at all, because this is usually the recommended one. So we're at 1535, back down to 43 megahertz. So this is what it was stable at with the voltage on. Let's see if this is actually going to be stable without voltage. I had someone say that their 980 Ti, I think it was a Kingpin, like 74 or 80%, was stable with no overvoltage at 1550. I will get my phone and check that. I'll be right back. I did even better. I got my laptop I've been testing out so I can review it soon. I'll give you a warning. It's a really crappy laptop, I'll tell you that. Compared to my Alienware 14 I had some time ago. Oh, it wasn't even overclocking or benchmarking. I know which one's the last scene though, so I will just try to get to that scene. We're almost there, I think. Next scene. Or maybe the one after it, I don't know. that's it. Let's let the temperature go back down. Still at 45. Maybe this is as low as it will get now with it like that. $44, that's not too much lower. Alright, it's at 43 now. So, 1, 2, 3, yay. 1540. Maybe another reason why it's being more stable is because the memory overclock is not as intense. Because I found that with the memory overclock at 4 gigahertz, one time it showed artifacting, so I turned it down some. So once again, we shall run. And I will remember to hit the benchmark button. Alright, it hasn't died yet, and it's got no overvoltage, and it's at 1540. This is so far the best sample of a video card I've ever gotten. Well, it's not even a sample, I had to frickin' buy it. Alright, someone said that their card went to 1485 with no overvoltage, and theirs was water cooled. I wonder if there's someone else with a similar story. Alright, yeah, that's it. We are getting close to the end now. And now we're getting to the point where we can actually find out how high we can push this card. Keep in mind, I have not added any overvoltage yet. Alright, we're on the second to last scene. I wonder what score we get. 777 again. Now we're at 780. Alright, well, I did not see any kind of artifacting yet. I think this is a golden card, even though it's clearly white. Come back here. Why are you there? Get out. I'm closing unnecessary apps that I'm not using to simply make it better. 128. Hooray. 1545. This is what was the maximum stable overclock of the LN2 edition normal with the 8000 megahertz memory and overvoltage thrown up to 50. As you can see, it is clearly at 0. And it has been like that this whole time. So, I'm going to put my laptop back, so I will be right back. Okay, I am back. I have switched over to the mains power because I was getting low on battery. And somehow the screen on my camcorder froze up. I have no idea how. I tried to shut it off, and it just froze at the preview screen. And then it finally shut down, and I tried to shut it off again. I think it's time to get a new camcorder. Problem is, they are expensive, like $700 to $800 for a good one. This one was $800 when it came out, and I was lucky to get it as a gift, but it's going to be hard to replace it. Says the guy who buys $1,000 computer parts by the weekends. Alright, so 1545, as I said before the break, this is the max stable overclock I was able to get before. And hey, we're at 40 degrees after the short break. So Valley once again. We are now going to really look for artifacts. Even small ones will instantly pop up. And I need to remember that the overclock has to be benchmarked, not just previewing. And I need to remember that the red dot from the recorder is not any artifacting or a dead pixel. I do have one dead pixel, and it's in the far bottom right, so it's not really seen, and it's usually covered up by one of the gadgets I have up. So far, no artifacts. So far, I am not noticing anything out of the ordinary. I think it would be most prevalent in this kind of scenery, where it has tons of background stuff and it's using a lot of the VRAM. There was something on the top of the last one. I'm not sure if that was an artifact or a lightning bolt. I'll keep track of it next time. It was on scene 11, I think. the screen flickers at all, that is because it's a G-Sync monitor. And when it gets into the low FPSs and it's doing a low refresh rate, there is a noticeable blink. And I wish they could fix that. Maybe they do in newer models. Like, this is one of the first G-Sync 4K monitors that ever came out. This is the Acer HK or H280 HK or something like that. HB280K. I don't know. 780, exactly the same score. And yeah, now we're going into the big numbers. 1550. And we're getting there. We're halfway up to 1600. Oh boy. I wonder if it's because I set the priority to temperature instead of the power target. Because with the button pushed in, it actually goes like 120 or even over that. But it doesn't show on the screen. The power target, however, is monitored by everything else, and it can go up to that temperature now instead of 83. And we actually got back down to 43 degrees relatively quickly. Alright. At 1550, let's run this. And I'm going to keep an eye out for the bolt of lightning thing I saw in the last one. It was around scene 10 or 11. But as of right now, I am not seeing any artifacts or any driver crashes. Oh, one thing I never checked was the ASIC quality. How is that compared to a Kingpin? I know for the normal Hall of Fame it's like 70.5 or 72, something like that. No, the Zotac was 72 and the Hall of Fame was 70.2. So is this just a really good sample with like a 90 ASIC? That would be pretty insane actually. But so far I'm seeing no artifacting. Artifacts would be really noticeable too, like it would pop in really quickly. And it would be in a spot where you wouldn't expect, and you'd immediately look there. But so far, once again, these wide open scenes are not showing any artifacting, and these would be the spots to do it. And it started raining, so maybe it was just a lightning bolt. Yeah, it was just a lightning bolt, I think. This is the scene it was at, I think. We're getting close to the end of this one. I think there was one there, one artifact. Or it could just be screen tearing for all I know because V-Sync is off. I think we may be getting to the top end of what we can achieve on this card without any overvoltage. it froze there. Haha. Task Manager. Oh, okay. It was either the app just crashing on me, or it was the overclock being unstable at this point. It did go back down to base speed, so I think it was 1550 being its top end. Read ASIC, 71.5, so a little bit better. Alright, Precision X is going to need to default back. Apply. Let's put this even lower. Apply. Then... oh. 128. Nope. 133. So with the memory overclock even lower, will that make it more stable in Valley? I don't know. We will find out. If it can complete it and have no screen teary kind of artifacts, then yeah, it was just the app dying. Or if it does die again, then we have our answer. And 1545 is the highest stable overclock it can get with no overvoltage, which is still incredible. I have never seen another graphics card do this. Of course, underwater you can get it colder and keep it more consistent. Because with water, the temperature evens out eventually. With air, it's always getting new air in, and it'll go up to 60 degrees, and then when it's done doing a load, it'll immediately go down to 40 degrees. So it's more inconsistent. No artifacting yet, and no weird screen tearing artifact either. And no crash. Maybe it was the memory overclock being annoying. This is where it crashed last time. I did not see any screen tear I did not see any screen tearing thing, and it did not crash. Hooray! I will say that this is consistently staying around the mid 50s, low 50 degrees when under load. Of course, this is only because the full power button is pushed in and the fans are on the max speed they can be. Like right now it's at 56, trying to go to 57. Alright, somehow the score went down, and oh, now it crashes. Okay. I wonder why it crashed there. It's odd. Alright, I shall try one more time at 1550, taking the memory overclock off completely. So it's back down to defaults. So you can see the memory overclock is completely off. How high or how low can we go? We can go 200 below. We're once again at 43 degrees. So try again. If it crashes at all again, then we know it's not stable at all at 1550 without any overvoltage. If it does survive, then it was the memory. It's getting limited by the memory. And is it worth it to turn down the memory to get a better core clock? I wonder. Once again, I'm noticing no artifacting. It only crashes like towards the end. We're halfway there, starting now. Besides the pop-in, because the frame rates are supposed to be higher, like in the 40s or 60s at 1080p, I am pushing the card as hard as it can go to make sure it is somewhat stable. Now I am sure running the same benchmark over and over again isn't the most taxing on the card. You would want to do a variety of programs, but I am on a time limit, only limited by the recording space of the hard drive, of which there's a half hour left, so I do not have too much longer. We are coming towards the end of this benchmark run, and we need to see if it's stable, as in it doesn't die. It did get past that one artifact screen tear thing before, and this is where it died the first time, I'm pretty sure. And that's it. Now, will it stay stable or not crash? Yep, the score did go down though because the memory overclock is off. And yeah, that time it was stable. So let's keep going. We're going to keep going until it is no longer possible to run without artifacts or crashing. And seeing how it was clearly possible there, let's keep going. 138. 1555. and the side meter here gives us a 1556, breaking the continuity of life and everything in it. And I am sad. Gonna wait for it to get back down to 43 degrees, just about. And then we will open up the valley once again. And I wonder if I should do 1080p to have higher frame rates. Nah, 4K is what the monitor is. And it's what most people looking at a $1,000 card would like to play at. We're at 43 degrees once again. Let's head back into the valley. I do have a feeling though this will be the last run because of what happened last time. So far, no artifacting. Oh, I have an interesting story about artifacting in the GTX 970. I could use all 4 gigabytes of the memory without having any kind of lag, but it would artifact if I went over 3.5 gigs. I only ever went over 3.5 gigs in GTA 5 at 4K. And it actually did play GTA 5 at 4K really nicely. And I would recommend it as an entry-level 4K card. Or if you can get 2 of them, they are extremely powerful when put in tubes. I have not had 2 970s, and I wish to do a build in the future, and I think I saw another screen tear artifact, so this probably will be the last run. Or, of course, it could just be a screen tear. Although I'm fairly certain it was what happened the first time the app crashed. Or it could be a fallen tree. I don't know anymore. I'm so confused. As always. No big red and blue and green artifacts though yet. We are in the second half of the benchmark, and we should be able to tell if it's going to die or not at the end. And it froze, like nowhere near the end. It had 3 more to go. So 1545 is what the LN2 edition could do with max overvoltage. And this is what the GOC edition can do without any overvoltage. So there is clearly an advantage to the GOC. Obviously, it's meant to be like that. So let's turn down the fans. And it's so much quieter now. Let's take off the K-boost. Thank you, we needed that. And we can let the card rest now. So 1545 with no overvoltage. That is incredible. That is the highest I have ever seen on any graphics card that I've ever tested. I think it was only trumped by my 7970. That was a beast of a card. I could get that to 1.5 gigahertz. No problem. And that was 3 years ago, so that was impressive way back then. So yeah. There will be a part 2 when I add overvoltage to it, but as of right now, I am limited by hardware space. So yeah, now it's back down to 162 megahertz, 135 megahertz. Such a beastin' card, and I am so proud to have it. So, if what you are looking for, what is the best card to get on the white team, this is the white team, the green team is NVIDIA, the red team is AMD, and Galaxy is the white team. So yeah. If you like this video, then please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. And thanks, Game Boy Out. See you next time.